All right, so why would you pay the money to let Reflective Car Care detail your car or truck or SUV, motorcycle, whatever you've got? I'm going to do my best to explain that and hopefully give an answer that will address that. So I'll start by saying that I have got a few customers or potential customers, I guess I should say, wanting just a basic interior exterior detail. We don't know what that means, and I'm not saying that in a negative way to the person that requests that. It's just we don't know where to stop until it's clean, or it's as clean as it can be to the best of our abilities. I feel like if you spend the money with us, we are on the more, I would say that we're more on the higher end scale as far as price goes for your details. I've been told by several people, and the reaction of a lot of folks when I quote ceramic coating prices. Usually their reaction is, if they know, if they have a background or a knowledge of what ceramic coating is and is sort of familiar with the cost of that, most of the time the reaction is, oh, I thought it would be more than that. So maybe we're too cheap on the ceramic coatings. But right now, it seems to fit the customers so far have been very pleased with our work, not only with normal details, but with the ceramic coating. It is a pricier option to do, but I think if you want quality, well, I know if you want quality results, it's going to cost a little more. And we don't put ourselves above anybody that does the same thing that we do. But I do feel like if you choose to go with us, we do everything that we can to make your car look as good as it possibly can. Now, with that, we have expectations that we are set expectations with the customer depending on what they want. Some things is what it is. You know, you've got a vehicle, and if it comes in and it's really rough, and the customer knows that it's rough, typically they don't expect a brand new vehicle, because that's not something that we can't deliver that. We're detailers, not magicians, and most people understand that. As far as pricing goes, as I mentioned, I do think for a full interior and exterior detail, we are on the, I would say, the higher end of that. But I do feel strongly that we offer a very high quality service. There's a lot of things that we do that I would like to think that some other folks don't do. And attention to detail is what we try to focus on to not compensate, but to justify those prices. So with that, back to when folks come to us and they say, hey, I need a basic interior and exterior detail. That's not something that we do yet, just because I almost feel like you're just halfway doing the job. And I mean, maybe to some customers that's okay, and that's what they expect. But we don't want to halfway do anything, and it's hard for us to find a stopping point based on a cheaper price point. So we do everything that we can um, for the price point that we give the customer. And as I've mentioned, thankfully we've been able to please pretty much everybody so far, and I don't say that arrogantly at all. I just we've got a good team here, and when I say team, um, the the other Jeremy that works here, um, he's the workhorse, and he turns out a lot of good work. And between him and I feel like we're both very particular, and I think that shows in our work. We are bringing on some contract work from some other guys that also are in the detailing scene and do a really good job. And uh, they know the expectations that we have, and they've met those when we contract them out to help us. So I'm hoping to grow. I'm hoping to grow the business. I think we're detailing. Today's the 15th, I think, 15th of May, and we're booking into the third week of July. So, which is fantastic, and we're very appreciative of that. If you're watching this video and you're wanting your car detailed, um, still text me or call me or message me, because we are, with the help of those other folks that I mentioned, those other detailing guys, we are being able to um, pull more customers in without sacrificing the quality of work. Because Jeremy, that works for me full time, um, I don't want him, and he knows this, and he feels the same way. I don't want him to uh, rush things or speed things up on a detail to get more customers in here. As bad as this sounds, I hope it doesn't sound bad. I would think it's a good thing. Um, we're willing to make less money and schedule customers farther out than cutting corners on customers that are booked to get more people in for the week. Um, with us, it's not uncommon at all for uh, if a customer wants a decontamination, paint correction, and ceramic coating, that's a 4-day process, pretty easy. And for us anyway, we take our time. Maybe we're just slow, but we want to do the best that we can with it. So, a couple other things that I want to point out that we do also to justify, you're paying, that premium price. I say premium, we're not that expensive, but you're paying good money to have your vehicle detailed. And the reason is we use quality products. We still use the Reflective Car Care line that I've branded, that I've tested, that I've vetted, and it works. It's proven. I use it on my own vehicles, and even now more than ever, we're using the PNS products. We've been using it for well over a year with customer vehicles, and we still do. And now we're selling it, and selling it proudly. It's PNS makes a very good line of products that are quality products, and they're also really reasonably priced too. So, if you, let's say you come to us and you want a deep, a deep clean or a full detail, once a year, twice a year, and you want to maintain it, we can show you what we used on your vehicle, and you can buy it right here in the store. And most of it is available in gallons and 16-ounce sizes. Another thing that we use to, I feel like to put us in, a quality detail shop. I guess you could use that line to describe us. When a vehicle comes in, we've used, on Tuesday, and we've done a full detail and full interior and exterior detail on the car that come in on Monday. And you come in on Tuesday, you get a fresh mitt that touches your car, a laundered, clean, fresh mitt. It's not rinsed out or just under the sink and use it again. You get a fresh mitt. You get fresh microfiber towels, whether they're laundered or they're new. We don't reuse microfiber towels from one car to the next. This reduces the chance of not really cross contamination, but microfiber towels and wash mitts. It only takes a small a small piece of gravel, or you drop it on the ground and it looks clean and there's some sand on the ground and you're grinding that into the paint. If we drop something on the ground, even on the shop floor, and we're particular with the shop floor, we're particular with the whole shop. I want everything in its place. I want it to look neat. I want it to look presentable. I want it to look professional to our customers. And I want things tidy and kept where they are. And if we drop something on the ground, it goes straight in the washer. Even if we think there's nothing on it, it's just not a chance that we take. And that's if it's your 1985 Corolla that is the clear coat's peeling off of it and you still want us to wash it, or if it's your 2021, 2023, whatever, C8 Corvette, they're going to get treated the same. As crazy as that sounds, it's going to get the same treatment no matter what you bring us. We do everything from, we don't like to do them, but we do everything from nursery trucks to supercars. And we try to offer the same level of care no matter what it is. We wash with a grit guard. If the vehicle is, this is another subject for another day because it's a very controversial subject. If it is a dirty, extremely dirty vehicle, you will use the 2-bucket method. I personally don't necessarily see the need for a 2-bucket method if you're doing the steps that we do. And that's something we can go into. When you pre-foam the car and you pre-rinse the car, and not just spray it, just all willy-nilly, and you just hope you get everything off. You foam the car and you let it dwell, and you get it in the cracks and crevices, and you let that emulsify that dirt and that dust, and you let that run off of the car. And then when you rinse, you not only do a thorough rinse, but I'm talking like a 10-15 minute rinse. 40-degree nozzle, so you've got a spray pattern like this, and you go from the top down, and it's like you're spray painting the car, overlapping patterns as you're rinsing, making sure you get as much dirt, debris off of that car, out of those cracks and crevices, out of the wheels, out of the tread of the tires, out of the fender wells that you can get. And sometimes we do that more than once. And those are steps that just take extra time, but it's just something that we think that will help prevent more scratches, and it just gives a better result at the end of it. I've mentioned new mitts, new towels, the grit guard and the bucket wash that we use after foaming the vehicle. We clean the bucket after we use it. If there's sediment or dirt from the previous, we don't just We just fill the bucket back up. We clean the bucket. That way that doesn't get crossed into the mitt on another vehicle. When we do paint correction, this is an expensive thing that we do, or I choose to do. I don't reuse buffing pads. As a matter of fact, if we do a paint correction on an average vehicle, let's say that it's, let's say it's not that bad of a vehicle, and we use an orange cutting pad, or that's our primary go-to. We'll probably use at least 2 5.5-inch pads for the big sections, the hood, the doors, the top, the bumper, and then we'll use generally 2 3.5-inch pads for the smaller areas that the 5.5-inch wouldn't fit. And then if need be, we'll go into the 1-inch. And I say this because it costs me more money because I'm using more, instead of trying to make 1 pad or 2 pads do the whole vehicle, after a while, I feel like the pad just loses its cut. Even if you keep it blown out and you don't snag a corner and it's not, it's still in good shape, the pad's just still going to get gummy. It's going to get gummed up with compound, polish, whatever you're using, and it's going to lose its cutting ability. So that's why we use multiple pads. And I know a lot of people say you don't have to do that. A lot of detailers that are a lot smarter than me will reuse their pads, and they'll wash them and they'll clean them properly. And I just don't think, I think you're cheating the next customer is what I think. I think you're limiting the results of the next paint correction with a used pad. So we use fresh pads on every car that comes in that goes through a paint correction. So again, that's just another thing, another example that we do. When we mix our products here, and we don't use tap water. Tap water's got iron deposits, calcium deposits, can leave streaks. We use not purified. What is it called? Anyway, it's I'll think of it in a minute. But it's water that it is purified water, but it doesn't have any impurities in it, and it just makes for a better product when you mix it. I feel like when you bring it to us, it's not just a cleanup. I feel like there's a definite difference in a cleanup and a actual detail. And we're behind the camera, there's 2 certificates of achievement on the wall that says we know what we're doing. And that's great. And we learned things when we both went through the courses to pass those. But I feel like a lot of this is experience and trial and error, and learning on your own vehicles. I've been a weekend warrior detailer, I guess you would call it, for 20 years probably. And I feel like that I would like to have 20 years of additional knowledge of what I know now. I'm always wanting to learn. I'm always researching. I'm always watching these guys on YouTube. Larry Cosilla, Matt Mormon, Pan the Organizer, Jim White. These guys really know their stuff, and they've got some Todd Cooperrider. That's another big one at Esoteric. These guys have a regimen that they use, and it's proven. And I'm not trying to steal anybody's techniques, but if they're willing to share and it works, you know, we want to implement that here to give the customer the best results they can. So anyway, that's sort of the explanation of why to consider reflective car care. If you are interested in a detail or paint correction or ceramic coating, reach out. You can message me on Facebook. As of right now, you know, you can text me directly. You can call me. You know, anything I can do as far as answering questions or explain a process, I'll be glad to do so. So thanks for watching, and hopefully there'll be some more videos soon. You're still watching this on my janky cell phone because I don't have that camera yet that I promised. I may still not for just a little while, but I do have my wireless mic on, so hopefully the audio quality is a little better than last time. So thanks again, and stay tuned for more videos.